My name is Dr Naheed Rana. I'm an epidemiologist, a geneticist and a public health intelligence expert. My job entails a lot of intelligence gathering, looking at science and research, evaluating lots of studies, working with healthcare, with patients, with GPs, really just looking at the causes, prevention and treatment of diseases. I looked into NLP as a way to try and boost my confidence. And I found that Christopher's NLP methodology, which isn't just strictly NLP, he combines lots of different types of psychotherapy and behavioural therapies as well. It worked a treat with me. And as a scientist, I was really not sure if this would work for me. And I asked lots of questions. But looking at some of the kind of impact of how your neurochemistry can change depending on external environmental influences, it made sense to give this a shot, and actually it did work. So I deal also with making sure that antibiotic prescribing is kept at a level that it should be at, so there is a heavy amount of prescribing involved. I know there are a lot of people out there who think that's the only option available for them, and these anti-anxiety drugs can have side effects as well, which sometimes don't agree with maybe other medication you're on, and so not everybody can use it. And I appreciate there are some conditions and some areas where medication is important and you can't really get around that. But certainly Christopher's method I came to first before taking any drugs. And I would highly recommend that be first port of call to try and deal with this issue with this kind of intervention, which is more holistic, but yet has the same chemistry and chemical changes as some of the drugs do. A drug is kind of like a wonderful fix, like a plaster that will resolve the chemical level. But in a lot of cases, for some of us, we have things that are governing our responses and behaviours. And if we are going to take a bit more time to do that sorting out, then we'll never really need that recurrence and requirement for that drug or that plaster again. We've dealt with an issue at its fundamental level. I recommend it, honestly, to so many people. In fact, and as a scientist, I was very skeptical, cynical, curious about it. But because I have explored the scientific basis around it as well and looked at what it actually does, but then the evidence was upon myself. So I would advocate this actually to GPs, clinicians, friends, family as a first port of call. If you've got something you're concerned about, see if this method works. If it doesn't, feel free to go and take all the drugs you want, but don't say no to this.